Now, this is something a client said to me recently who had experienced lifelong fear of public speaking. She says, anytime I am in the room with some important people that I perceive to be authority, or I perceive them to be higher than me, or smarter than me, or better than me, I feel like a little kid. I shrivel up, I shrink down. I just can't bring myself to feel comfortable and confident to speak up. And she reached out to me because she saw all these promising testimonials and people posted on my website, Success Mindset by Urban, about how what I had done with them really worked and how they are now confident. And this is not just about fear of public speaking, but mainly anxiety, panic attacks, general fear, phobias, things like that. And she said, this sounds so good, but what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work for me? And this is what I explained to her. First of all, as I said, I really appreciate the healthy skepticism and doubt, which I believe is very, very good and very useful, because this woman had already tried everything. I mean, she has tried practicing in front of the mirror. She had been to the speech pathologist, therapist, whatever that thing is called. She had tried meditation, visualization, even tried medication for a while. She'd gone to therapy, all kinds of things, and affirmations, right? The typical things that people do, or even talking herself into, like, what's wrong with you? You should just be confident. You are qualified. You have all the right experience, and you have all the right, certifications and all of that. And this is somebody who really wants to sort of climb the ladder, and yet she understands that it's her that is really causing that she's standing in her own way, right? And as difficult as that realization may be, the good news about that is we can actually change that. So here's how I answered. What if it doesn't work for me, right? What if it works for all these people, but it doesn't work for me? Again, really healthy concern. I can appreciate it. Here's what I explained. I said, listen, it cannot not work because it has already worked. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, well, technically, from a scientific perspective, okay, we have all been hypnotized. And the truth is, the mind actually learns very, very fast. That's the good thing about us human beings. Our mind learns rapidly fast, consciously and unconsciously. So what do I mean by you have already been hypnotized? And we're simply using the same exact methodology to help you become confident and comfortable, whether you're speaking to a crowd, whether you're speaking one-on-one, whether you're speaking to, influencers or authority figures or your boss or all these important people. Because, and here's how I explain that to her, for the fact that you have this fear of public speaking means you have already unconsciously bought into a limiting belief and a negative emotion about this idea about public speaking. And therefore, now, anytime you are triggered, your body gives you the response of fear. You see, our job is to identify and uncover, right, what is the root cause of that fear, and then use hypnosis to cement in the new behavior. Let me give you an example. Let's just say, this is just an analogy, a parallel, so to speak, so that you can understand how quickly we sometimes take on these limiting beliefs and fears and self-doubt and insecurities unbeknownst to us, because this can happen in a flash second, okay? So imagine little child, 4 years old, at the park, not a care in the world, they're having the best time, right? And all of a sudden, the child sees a dog and is super curious, and it's like, oh my God, this is the cutest thing ever. And the child runs up to the dog because it's so curious and wants to play and wants to explore. But within a split second, the dog bites the child. And let's just say it wasn't the most pleasant, obviously, because think about this little 4-year-old child being bitten by a dog, right? Now, here's the problem with this. Something like this can lead to lifelong fear of dogs, because our subconscious mind in that moment takes a snapshot of that experience and basically decides for us oh, you know what? You need to stay away from dogs. Dogs are dangerous. Don't ever go near dogs again. And now what happens is what sneaks in is a permanent fear of dogs because the subconscious mind's one of the jobs is to protect us. And therefore, basically develops this fear of dogs that then the person will bring with them for the rest of their life. Even though here they're an adult and now they want to have a family and they want to adopt a dog and all these good things, but they can't bring themselves to love or like dogs. Instead, they have fear. The same exact thing happens with fear of public speaking. Something happened, most likely in your childhood, where you might have said something, or maybe you did a little presentation, or you demonstrated something in front of a class, or maybe even it could have been a very benign backyard conversation you had with some family members or relatives. And that experience probably turned out really bad. In other words, you may have said something where you were humiliated or rejected or criticized or what do you call it? Or judged or something like that. And therefore, the emotions of that experience stay within you. They are what sort of create that reminder of how painful that experience was. And once again, the subconscious mind swoops in and basically decides, oh, public speaking, not a good idea. We're not doing that again. And therefore, to protect us, the subconscious mind then produces fear to protect us when we need to present or when we need to speak to certain people, that we might perceive authority figures, or we might perceive that this is a very important speech, or that this is a very important moment and I need to do a good job and I need to be confident. I need to be, comfortable. I need to pull myself together and be perfect and polished. And yet, the subconscious produces that fear. And this is what causes so many qualified, experienced, perfect professionals who obviously have all the right tools and the right education and the right all the right, but something doesn't make sense because the logic says, hey, wait a minute, I should be able to be confident. There's no reason I should be able to speak up. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to impact. But on the other hand, the subconscious creates that fear and the self-doubt and these insecurities. And guess who wins when these two are in conflict with each other? The subconscious mind always wins. The emotion always wins because the subconscious mind controls 95% of our behaviors and actions and habits and thoughts and emotions and beliefs and feelings and sensations in the body. And so even though we try so hard with logic to tell ourselves, but I should be confident and I want to do a good job, unfortunately, the fear is the overwhelming driver, and that is what drives our behavior. And so I explained to my client, I said, do you see? I mean, not consciously yet, because you don't even realize yet what is the root cause of this fear. What we can do is we can get to the root cause to understand what is causing this fear. Number one, what is that experience? What is that memory? What happened in that event that seemed so difficult for you and so painful, right? Then we can help you change the perspective. We can help you release some of those bottled up emotions of maybe fear and pain and discomfort and shame and guilt. Who knows what else, right? Release those emotions so that you can feel lighter and freer and you can feel that relief, as well as delete and replace those limiting beliefs that you might have started at that time, right? Because so often we unconsciously start to believe, oh, public speaking, not for me, not a good idea, I shouldn't do that. And so between the emotions and the beliefs, right, that is what then creates that inner conflict. But that is often what can cause lifelong fear of public speaking. And even though the person is educated and smart and brilliant and hardworking and they have all the right qualifications, for some reason they can't get themselves to feel comfortable. Well, and then of course we use hypnosis, which is the science and the art of influence, right? It's about learning how you can influence yourself in a powerful way so that nothing can influence you anymore. So with hypnosis is influence, persuasion, right? You learn how to cement in that new behavior. And voila, within 2 sessions, this woman is now very, very comfortable, very confident, very competent, and as if there was a magic wand that happened within a short time. And she is now in a completely different place. And she even said, I feel so bad that I doubted you, was so skeptical. I had no idea what's possible. I said, yeah, because unfortunately, not only is hypnotherapy and hypnosis portrayed in such a bad, cringy way by social media and the media in general, a lot of people don't understand what hypnosis is and the power, what's possible with it. And it's all because of the power of your subconscious mind. Oh, of course, God forbid they didn't teach us how to program our mind in school, God forbid, right? But if they did, people would be a lot more resourceful and confident and powerful. And again, this is what I teach my clients. And I also blame myself that not enough people know yet the power of it. I'm like, yeah, shame on me. I just didn't parade enough on Main Street yet about this skill and art and science, because again, anybody can experience this. Anybody can um, appreciate these changes and shifts, right? This is something any human being who has a mind, which we all do, hopefully, can experience. And so, and just like that, right? This is why I often share that um, a lot of these contextual fears, right? Fear of public speaking, fear of dogs, fear of heights, fear of driving, fear of flying. Those are very common fears. Those are easy. Those are literally like 1 or 2 sessions, because again, it's all about getting to the root cause, reframing, reprogramming the mind, and then cementing in that new behavior. It literally is a 1, 2, 3 process. And like I said, it takes about 2 sessions. And of course, I also teach my clients self-hypnosis, meaning you should have the ability to influence yourself in the most powerful way, regardless, right? Because here's the thing, the world can be cruel. The world can be throwing eggs at us. The world can be very like, oh, who do you think you are, right? To become rejection proof, to become unstoppable, to become like, you know what? No, I want to be a leader in the world. I want to go out there. I want to achieve. I want to succeed. And there's nobody that can talk me out of it. I want you to get to that level of confidence where you know your why, you know what you want, you have these goals, and your job is to go out there and get it and not worry about what people think of you and how they think of you, and oh, who does she think she is, or he thinks he is. And that we sometimes think other people are smarter than us or better than us or further along than us. And maybe that's true, maybe that's not true. That's irrelevant. What is relevant is that you have the ability within yourself to bring so much self-confidence and reassurance and self-empowerment, build that up inside of you, that nobody can talk you out of your mission. That's the key, if you ask me. And that, right, requires being able to influence yourself. Period. End of story. And anybody can learn that. Unfortunately, our mind, right, we are bought into all those old stories. We, unfortunately, experience and manifest a lot of these limiting beliefs because we experienced a lot of what I call, technical term, suck in the past, right? Where all these people told us, who do you think you are? You can't do that. You will never amount to anything. You're not good enough. You can't play with us. Your outfit is wrong. You're whatever, right? We literally, our body remembers all those moments where people rejected us and judged us and deceived us, and we were lied to and cheated on and criticized, and that there's a lot of pain, and therefore then we become shy and we become introverted, where the truth is that is just sort of like a little mirage on top of it all, because chances are that is not true. That is a good way how we can hide right behind the curtain, so to speak. But anyway, I hope this makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Let me see if there are any comments. Anyhow, so yes, so this is how anybody can really what's the word? Remove the fear of public speaking. Now, obviously, implied, right? And this is something I ask every one of my professional clients. I'm like, well, this does imply, right, that once you get to say what you want to say, you do have the information, you do have the knowledge, you do have the expertise, right? Because that is something I can't teach you. I mean, you're an expert in your field, but if you, right, have a hard time speaking up in the boardroom or speaking to authority figures because of that fear, that is something we can fix. And the knowledge piece, the truth is, anybody who's a professional, who loves what they do and who's passionate, they are always happy and open to growing and learning and, right, getting more information so that we can get even better. I think that's implied too. But with a lot of my professionals that I've worked with, they have the knowledge. They have the information. They know exactly what they want to say. They know how they want to say it. And they also know why they want to say it. So if that is there, then the rest is easy. Because chances are then you have just, been hiding and diminishing yourself and playing small and watching everybody else succeed. And chances are you deserve better, you deserve more, and you get to be in the spotlight the way you like to be in the spotlight, feeling really good about yourself and being able to be assertive and having that inner peace and being excited and, really having that confidence that no matter who is in the room, you just like, no, I'm unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable. That is what I, basically want from my clients, and that's available, doable, possible, attainable. So if you have any questions, let me know. On my website, Success Mindset by Urban, there's a lot of free resources. All my programs are there. So you can feel free to investigate that. And I also offer a free consultation. Anybody who wants to speak with me, wants to have a conversation, you can find the link below in my, whatever that's called, in the comment section, or not the comment section, the description section. And, you'll find a calendar link, feel free. And other than that, if you have any other questions, just comment below and I promise I will get back to you. Love and peace. I'll see you soon. And of course, I'm not used to going live here, so how do we shut this off? Here we go.